It looks as though LIV Golf has not only went from 54 to 72 holes, but it appears as though they're adding 3 new teams. I'll show you how I think we've discovered the fact that it's 3 new teams, and I believe we have the names, or at least the working current names of these 3 new teams. So that's an additional 12 players. Who would they be? And who would own these teams? So I'm going to show you how we've discovered this, and then the names of the teams, and you can use your senses and all your intellect to comment below and let me know who you think the captains for these 3 teams would be. Based on, let's say, the name association, if there's any connection with any players that you might know. We need everybody's help on this one because it's interesting. It's a mystery, potentially. So, it makes sense. Currently, there's 13 teams. But when it comes time, and that equals 52 players, there's 2 wild card players, so that's 54. And then, so with an additional 3 teams, that's another 12 players. So you get 52, that's 64 players. Wild cards yet to be determined if that's going to be a thing moving forward. Probably will be, but we will see. And the 16 teams makes perfect sense. I've speculated on this in the past. When it comes time for playoffs, it's a perfect bracket. 16, cut in half is 8, cut in half is 4, 2, and you have a champion. So there's no like buys, whatever. You just, not that all 16 would make the playoffs, but ultimately it makes the perfect playoff bracket. So, or if half the teams make the playoffs, again, perfect bracket. So, how do we figure this out? Well, I went to the United States Patent Trademark website, and we're searching around, and you just go there and you type in LIV Golf, and look what we have. All the LIV Golf trademarks pop up, and they've got thousands of trademarks. So you just scan the website for all the names. You see the names of the teams that come up. Smash, GC, Crushers, there's a Majestic, the Range Goats, and you just keep going and going and going. And they've got all kinds of trademarks. They even have, obviously, trademarks from teams from the past that, let's say, were no longer teams, such as like the Niblix, or you can go through it, and like the original names, Punch, GC, no longer a team. But then all of a sudden, you get down to something that looks to be a little newer. Okay, and that would be some new team potential names. There's one called the Real Club de Toros GC. Well, that's interesting. Never heard of that one before. And then we got Becco East Golf Club. That would be another new one. And we know they're new because you go to Becco East, you just click on it, and the filing date was October 28th, 2025. Same with this other one, Southern Baldini Golf Club, October 28th, 2025. And there's the Real del Toros, October, same date. So, and you look like this is the Range Goats, a trademark, and they look exactly the same as the new ones. All the team trademarks are with the GC. That's the golf club. So they're all lining up. So you tell me, what is like Southern Balladini Golf Club? Who does that connect to? What player would that be potential captain? Who would be the potential captain of that team? And Becco East, what does that mean? Because typically these names or the captains of these teams have some connection to the name. Like John Rahm helped pick Legion 13. And it means a lot to where he's from in Spain. And so Bubba Watson with the Range Goats. These guys are tied to their team. They have team ownership. So who's going to own these potential teams? Are these the names of the next 3 LIV Golf teams? And if so, who do you think is going to comprise of these teams? We know that there is in January a promotion tournament in Florida, and the top 2 players will earn their LIV cards. So that's similar to what they did last year, except last year was just 1. And the year before it was more. So it's always been a little, changing. And then we also have 2 players from the Asian Tour, the International Series, which is currently underway. And the top 2 finishers of the International Series of events through the Asian Tour will also earn their LIV Golf playing privileges for the year, full privileges. Plus, people who get recruited or drafted by current teams have their playing privileges. For example, they can draft anybody they want to. They could call me up and say, Matt, we want to draft you on our team. Here's your contract. Are you in or are you out? They could do that with anybody. They could call you. They're not calling me. They're not, gonna. So you get the idea. They can draft anybody they want. Like John Rahm recruited Caleb Surratt, a young college player. So these young college players that are maybe still in college, they can recruit. They can go recruiting them. They can recruit players that are on the Korn Ferry Tour, or on the Asian Tour, or on the DP World Tour, or on the PGA Tour. They can put out their feelers and recruit anybody they want. And now that they've gone to 72 holes, and in all likelihood will get world ranking points for the 2025 season, and they have contracts. They've recently signed a contract with TrackMan, a multi-year deal with TrackMan to be the, like TrackMan is with the PGA Tour, TrackMan's going to be with LIV. And they have other contracts that they signed, television contracts. They've re-signed players. So like Bryson DeChambeau and Dustin Johnson and these players have re-signed contracts, Brooks Koepka, so that they're going to stay around for more years than when their contract expires at the end of this year and the end of next year. So they're signing more players. They're making more big corporate deals. They're locking and securing more TV sponsorships. And it looks as though they are willing to continue to lose money for as long as it takes to make their league profitable. I guess, billions of dollars in losses is nothing. And they are in for the long haul, so it seems. And with that, and this potential more players in the field, more opportunity, will that be an incentive for people to jump from PGA Tour over to LIV? Because they are actively doing things to make it a lot more, give it a lot more incentive, make it a lot more alluring, attractive to jump over to LIV. So it looks as though this could be and will be a growing tour. Obviously, 72 holes. So now you're prepared for world ranking points and you have the mental stamina to compete in major championships by competing in 4 rounds. It's worldwide, so it's attractive to a lot of players who want to play all over the world. So that is what's happening as far as our little investigative self can uncover currently with the LIV Tour for the 2025 season. Comment below. Let me know who you think is going to be captaining these new teams. Thanks for listening. See you guys soon.